Hello, hello, hello. This is the Mercury Oracle. We're going to be doing a demonstration of how it works today, and I wanted to do it with a pick a card just to show the various ways that this interacts with itself and the messages that are contained within, among other things. So let's get started. We've got a ring pile, a bone pile, and a coin pile. I'll give you a second to test the waters for yourself intuitively, choose a pile, and then we'll get into it. So if you've chosen a pile, let's start first with the ring pile. Let me shuffle these guys real quick. Give them a shuffle. Whoops. I love how these cards shuffle. Such a nice, easy card stock. So, right away, we're going to do my favorite opening spread, which is a galaxy spread that I made for this particular one. In the middle, you've got the dimensional shift, which can be an actual shift into a new reality, or it can be changing your perspectives, right? So, dimension is just another way of looking at reality from a different place. And you've got a lot of this figure already standing. Got Mercury there, groundedness, and these are all just clarifiers. So this is what's at the core of your life right now. And these are the situations surrounding it with their clarifiers. So the way that I would read this is that you are trying to move your life somewhere that's more inwardly peaceful. With this, consolidate your bodies. If you've ever heard the term get your house in order, this is the card of getting your house in order, right? Let's scoot this up a little bit, actually. There we go. And then we've got this over here, the crown chakra opening, which is clarity. So finding clarity within yourself in that you're getting everything, your emotional state in order, your mental state in order, and everything prioritized towards your highest potential, right? And then you've got the Mercury card over here, which deals with delivering messages or receiving and delivering messages. Mercury is also a psychopomp. He works with the dead. There's commerce in there as well. But my feeling is this has to do, actually it might have to do with a new business venture or something along the lines there. And then these two cards, I love this for you. There's a return to love. So going back into a state of love, perhaps you've called love off for some time, as many of us do, given up on love, but coming back to that return to love. And this card, the key to this card is that you return to love for yourself, and so you can love others fully, right? And Mars is the planet of passion. So this is some actually kind of sexy energy going on over here. And then up here, you've got the Do Not Forget card. And this particular card, and it's the only one in the deck, is one of that asks, it asks you to pull another card. I've seen this card get pulled more often than not when it wants you, do not forget to find spirit. Find that life inside of you that comes from the feeling of being alive, right? Spirit runs through everything and animates the world, including you and I. So finding spirit is finding courage and finding the world through all of your senses, through a sense of wonder, right? And I just pulled another just to clarify that, and I got the feeling is correct. While I do my readings, I like to pull extra cards. I ask for clarifiers for myself, and oftentimes there's a lot built into this deck that will speak back to the reader on behalf of the message given to the inquirer or the person asking the questions, right? So this is just telling me, yes, that is the right message. And then at the middle, since you are making some sort of shift into a new reality, let's see what's at the heart of that. Ooh, look at that. Look at the, oh, I love this. These three cards together, tying new knots, right? To tie the knot is to be married or to, knots are representative of how we're tied to other people. And tying new knots is letting go and untying old knots oftentimes. But I just love this for you. Congratulations. You've got some lovely energies there with a potential new partner, and with some love. So that's great. This is your situation right now. Let's get into where this is going to lead. And I didn't pull any place cards yet for you, which are spread cards. And so we're just going to make it up as we go. I encourage people to make up their own spreads as you go, because that creates a style of freedom. Most people know like the cross, the Celtic cross, and things like that. But these are all just made up things. So let's do a little 3-card waterfall spread for what's coming up for you. Ooh, this card again. Trusting your feeling. Getting a lot of the same cards. Double. I always like to double down here. I mean, this is what happens though. And these are both cards of organization. They're both cards of inward and outward organization. This one is a little more practical. Opening up to newness by getting yourself in order. You've got dispelling all illusions. Illusions are things that are difficult to look at because they are painful. That's the trick to illusions. It's not just like they're there like a mirage or something. It's that they're right in front of our face, but we can't see them because we're blocked to a certain aspect of reality that would feel difficult, right? And I assume that this Mercury card is popping up again, especially with this card, because of this like practicality with those blocks. This is like business, right? That Mercury card is probably you're starting some sort of new business venture, and going into the unknown, organizing your energies to go into the unknown. That moon energy is also very, very dreamy, right? I always tell people that the moon is a magnifying glass, and that when you come across like a full moon or something, it's going to magnify anything that's going on in your personal life, good or bad, and then depending on the sign that it's in. I believe we've got a Virgo supermoon coming up at the time of this reading, so that actually works really well with the organization and all of that. There's a practicality to Virgo that I always really enjoy. And then under here it says your feeling is correct around some sort of illusion that's been going on. Trust that whatever your suspicion was, your bodily feeling, our minds can think all day long, but our bodies know, right? It's like our bodies are wise, but our mind is smart, so it's better to trust your body. So trust your feeling around something that you might feel is illusory, and it might hurt. It might hurt a little bit. Yeah, there's your dimension shift again. Interesting. So that's going to be your key to really shifting into a new reality, is just like getting rid of anything that's illusory. You know, you don't need anything around you that's, or any relationships around you or anything like that that is going to really hinder your ability to move into your best life, right? Yes. So here we go with this is consolidating your bodies, getting your emotional in order, getting your physical body in order, getting all of your subtle bodies in order, in right relation with who you are and with the world around you. And then you've got the Be Open card. So opening yourself back up and being patient with yourself. I think that this is all really lovely stuff. You've got new love coming in. You've got a new business venture. It's March. It's spring, y'all. I love this for you. You are moving into a very nice new reality. Again, no place cards this time, but sometimes we don't need it. And some parting wisdom for you. Let's just pull a parting card for pile 1. So speaking beautifully, speaking in metaphors. Metaphors are magic. So the more you can speak in metaphors, the more poetic you can be about your life, the more poetic your life becomes, because the words that we speak, to cast a spell is literally to spell something out and use our words. Sometimes that's on paper, sometimes that's out loud. And so for this, just watch what you say. I would say avoid any sort of gossip, and speak beautifully, because you've got so many wonderful things coming in. So watch your outward dialogue, communicating, clearly and beautifully is going to be really essential for you. So that's pile number one. Let's get into pile number two, the bone pile. I'm going to give this a reshuffle, and then we'll get you rolling. So for those of you that chose pile number two for this demonstration, we're going to do the same thing we always do, which is start with a galaxy spread where you are the center of that galaxy. Interesting. I did another one of these recently and Mars is at the center. I feel like maybe there's some good Martian energy coming in. This looks already a lot like a lot of the other readings. It's funny, you know, when we're in certain times, certain energies just present themselves across the board, right? Because the cosmic weather, the gods, the planets are very influential on what is going on in the world. If you wanted to really predict what was happening or what is going to happen in 2023, you can really look at what is going on in the astrology and know. All of my astrologer friends, you know, when 2020 was happening, before it happened, it was on its way, my astrologer friends really cast a warning out, you know, paying for a lot of our past sins societally, you know, all of that stuff. And I was optimistic, and it really, you know, it birthed this deck, all of those energies, but it's been fun to watch. So let's see why Mars is in the middle. Mars is a planet of passionate energy going into, you know, that can be fight energy, that can be sexual energy, that can be a lot of this different fiery energy. And that's you right in the middle. Oh, look at that. Same card in the center as the last reading, which is speaking beautifully. So being passionate about what you project out into the world through your voice, through the words you use. To me, that rings like poetry. You've got water around you. This is one situation. These are all clarifiers over these main situations. This water is like going with the flow and finding a depth to your emotional world, your dream world, right? Your unconscious world. And going with the flow and starting something new. It's springtime, and so it looks like you're starting something that's akin to a garden. And underneath you, some of these placements are very similar to the last reading. You've got this connect to higher states, which is a card of finding clarity through opening up your crown chakra. But I would read this as finding clarity in with this Leo card. I put one zodiac sign in there because I wanted to test it. I'm a Leo, and it likes to use this card when other people are Leos, and when it's asking you to find courage and joy and that warmth, all of the things that Leo represents. You know, it might be like a glow up moment or something, but in this particular combination, I would say that this is a time that you're becoming clear about your own beauty and your own joyful interactions with the world. And then you've got Call Upon the Dead over here, which is really popping up for a lot of people recently. Calling upon the dead and making those new knots. This is really cool, is that you are going in and trying to make a deeper connection with your ancestors and with the spirit world. And what I always say with this card, if you are practicing spirit work, always make a connection with your ancestors, make it strong before you go and start working with other spirits. The other side is way more populated than over here, and there's a lot of different characters, right? So you have to know what you're doing, and you have to have a strong team behind you, because it's a dangerous world out there sometimes. And then above you, you've got this is basically the card of heaven. We bring heaven to earth by our actions and by the aura that we carry. So I think that, you know, when you're making your little reality bubble by the energy that you put out, it looks like you're doing a great job. You've got two of these cards, right? The the two meditation cards that are some of the brightest cards in the deck. You've got the embodied light, which is being light in your being, being light in your being. Oh, excuse me, cat just wanted to jump in here. Hi, kitty. What are you doing? You want to go outside? All right, 1 sec. There you go. So there's Leo. I think he heard about his card, but so the eschaton there is the card of heaven, right? Bringing heaven to earth through our actions and through our vibration. And then this light is being the light, right? So I love this for you. You've got a strong practice here. You've got clarity, you've got dreams, and you've got passion right in the middle. Good for you. Let's see where this leads. Do a little shuffle action here. And just like the last reading, we're going to do a little waterfall spread and see if any place cards pop up. I hope some place cards pop up for you. I really want to show those off. So we're going to do a 3-card waterfall spread because that seems to be a really good way to do it. The no card. Again, the dream, so it's repetition. Again, Mars. I mean, it's really, oh, there's a go card. So go down the tunnel. What is a tunnel? A tunnel is a dark space, but it's also a shortcut, right? It's a shortcut usually through a mountain. And what's at the end of the tunnel? A light. So we're going to make a little tunnel here in a sec. Let's see what this no card is. No energy is some of the most powerful energy, like the binaries within this. One of the things that I've learned, I used to study the Gurdjieff tradition. I still try to apply it in my everyday life, but they call it the battle of yes and no. Saying yes and no is the most powerful words in any language, right? Because it dictates what you're agreeing to and what you're not agreeing to, what cosmic contracts you're making with the universe, and what you're, avoiding, all of that kind of thing. And the things that you say no to really gives way to the things that you say yes to. So, and gives more opportunity. So to me, yes, that's the way forward for you, is saying no, right? That air is like movement. It's thought forms. It's the way that we interact and touch all of the other elements and all of what the other elements represent. So for me, I mean, that no card really resonates with, make sure that if you have a resounding no in your body, in your mind, in your heart, say no. Say no to stuff. I like saying no to stuff. I feel like I don't do it often enough sometimes. You got the sun, yes, passionate energy with the sun. I love that. You've got two of the fieriest things in our in our known galaxy right here. To me, this is probably just the go ahead with your dreams. Yeah, you've got your dream card here and the things that you're passionate about. The sun is shining on you right now. Go for those things. And then you've got the water card over here, which again is a dream card. You've got a lot of really dreamy energy here, right? So what's going on with this water card? Oh, we got a bridge card too. So we got 2 spreads. We're going to have to make 2 spreads. So let's put this water. So let's clear this off. Let's put this over here. Got all of these cards. We'll shuffle those back in. And because we've got water and the bridge, we're going to put the water in the water placement. Water is underneath the bridge, and that represents the emotions. In the air, because you had air, I imagine. It's supposed to be there. I already put it back in there though. But this is the mental space. Air always represents the mental, where the water always represents the unconscious or subconscious mind. So what's above you, guess what? It's that no card again. So this is where you're coming from. I did a little Chinese. I did it right to left. So that changed in the next deck, but we're going to do it the way that I had originally done it, which is what the path along one side of the river looked like. Wow, you got like all the place cards. So taking willful action to avoid a fate, right? I see this oftentimes when people quit their jobs or leave relationships. They've avoided a certain fatedness, right? You've got the moon, right? So this mirror card, let's see what this mirror card is a little further. Got 3 go cards there. Yeah, the moon is unknown, going into the unknown by looking at oneself and then saying no in your mental. So really curating your interactions with the world and the things that you're dedicating your time to in regards to your dreams and emotions. And then on the other side of this bridge, you've got a garden growing. That's so exciting. And then you've got this card, the Search for the Demon card, right? Looking for patterns that do not serve you. And you can have demonic energies serve you, but that's a difficult process. I would say for the most part, when this card is pulled, it's like something is haunting you. And it's asking you to stay grounded. Once you go over this bridge of saying no, to start this garden and really address these forces. To me, with this combination with the Be Open card and the Find Earth card, this is a groundedness card, right? Being grounded, rooted like a tree. Finding Earth is to put roots down and be unshakable, you know. I was watching a windstorm the other day, and this beautiful tree in the backyard, and it was huge, and it was getting jostled about, but it wasn't going anywhere, right? It was standing pretty strong in that storm. And your garden is going to require that the demon of maybe like closed off energies, although unshakable, you can also be open, right? Trees accept the gifts around them, the water, the birds, that kind of thing, the sunshine. They're open to those things. So that's your bridge. Let's see what the actual bridge is. The bridge for you is a new day. Look at that, a sun and then a sun. I love this card. This is a new day, right? See that couple there? They're in love. But yeah, taking willful action through whatever this mirror card is, going into the unknown by looking at yourself. This could be a partnership as well. Potentially, the mirror, we only see what we see in ourselves through other people, and so looking at ourselves, we're also looking at the rest of the world, right? So that mirror card is interesting. It's kind of a gateway. And then you've got this new day card, those no energies. What you say no to is going to bring that new day, right? That's going to be your bridge, is waiting until a new day. And saying no to things. So it's kind of a patiently waiting card. And then you've got a garden on the other side, as well as addressing and being more open. So that is that. You've also got a tunnel. Let's make a quick tunnel. So your tunnel card here. So let's look at this tunnel card that you pulled earlier. What is this tunnel? Well, a tunnel is a shortcut through a mountain, right? So you don't have to go up and over. You can just walk right through. Something that would take hours and hours is cut into, very short period of time. Typically, a tunnel is dark, but there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. So let's take a look at what your particular tunnel is. You've got love here, returning to love. So some sort of love relationship. Finding order in chaos, right? It might not be the most typical situation, or it might not be the most clean situation. It might be a little messy, but that's okay. Love is messy sometimes. And then your light in the tunnel is, yes, the tie new knots card. So committing to this thing, not being afraid to tie new knots with this person to make a friendship or a love situation. And then on the other side of the tunnel, what's waiting for you is kindness, which is really wonderful. And then usually this spread would be just a big long line, but because of the constraints of the iPhone in this particular setting, I'm kind of, it would be like this, right? Because it's one road that leads out the other side. So this kindness card is covered by the Mercury card. And the Mercury card is all about communicating. So I like this for you. Your tunnel, that shortcut through the mountain is going to be this loving connection, this loving, kind connection with the tie new knots situation right there. So that is your reading if you pick the bone pile. Let's get on to the coin pile. Shuffle these back in. I like to take them individually sometimes if there's just a few of them. Spread them out in there. Give this a nice shuffle. And then if you pick the coin, this is your reading. So just like with the others, we're going to do a galaxy spread. And right at the center, you've got joy. So this is you, and here is all of the situations surrounding you right now. You've got a mirror card that popped up in the last reading. You've got the rise above it card. Giving something away is an act of liberation. And then you've got the demon card. There's a lot of similarities in all the readings I've been doing lately. But let's see what this is. Since this is a go card or a place card, we're going to place some more cards. Typically with these, this spread, my galaxy spread that I made, you do the central theme of where you're at right now, where you are at, and all of the things around you. But we're going to see how it expands out this way. So I am going to scoot these over, and we'll get into this card in just a second. This rise above it card. This is the card of non-problems, right? Oftentimes something we think is bad happened to us. We lose a job or something like that. And then it turns out that our dream job was waiting, or, the universe doesn't work in good or bad. So it looks like you are open to seeing the complexity of life as opposed to being in just good and bad, that the things are happening for a reason, right? You're giving something away. You're staying grounded, but what are you giving away? Something with a practice of your body, right? This is ground yourself. Give something away, ground yourself. Or my feeling is that you're being ungrounded at this point. If something is especially with this demon placement, and you've got this rise above it, I see some conflict here. Even though that you're sharing joy, you're standing in the middle of some conflict with this give something away and ground yourself, and you move your body. Something is really trying to push you. So let's see what this search is for this demon. Demons are usually patterns. They can be spirits that are interacting with you or through you. It's not necessarily the most spooky card. It seems spooky, but I love this card at the end of the day because it means you're addressing something that is haunting you. Yes, you're addressing this demon energy, something that's taking your energy, and you can work with these demon energies to your benefit, right? I always think about like rock and roll or something like that. There's a lot of like the devil in there, and the devil isn't necessarily a bad thing in my opinion. The devil's game is one of balance, right? And they're teachers as well. That's something that people often don't speak about for that type of energy, is that it's there to teach you something. So you've got this card here that goes through the mirror. Going through a mirror is looking at yourself in the mirror and reflecting on all of the things around you, because we can only see what we see in ourselves in all of our relationships, right? And so if we don't know about something, our relationships will teach us that about ourselves. So I like this for you, this joy and all of this energy is leading into this go through the mirror card, which is self-reflection and reflecting on the people around you. I think of it as a relationship card. So let's see what the mirror actually is. What is this mirror? This mirror is a new day. So seeing, waiting until, this is a sunrise. They're waiting until a new day through a dark period. And it may be this dark period that's kind of over here, right? So what's on the other side of the mirror for you? Wow, everybody's getting this today. You got the tie new knots. So everybody's making new friendships. There's a lot of love there. Let's see what this new knot is about. Yes, maybe something in regards to business, you've got the plant seeds, which is a garden. The seeds that we plant today become our garden tomorrow. And so these, I love this for you. You're starting some sort of new venture or some sort of new creative project with someone around you. So this is your current situation. Let's see where what the future holds for you in regards. And I always say, like, the future isn't real. What we're reading right now is the present moment and the momentum of the present, right? And so I always call it the future's present. So things can change. This is never when you see readings, sometimes they change. Oftentimes they stay the same. If your energies are staying the same, you end up with the same outcome, right? You try the same thing over and over, you're going to get the same outcome. But once you go internally and something changes, your reading will change. But I like to still look at all of the possibilities, right? So we're just going to do a 3-card waterfall like we've been doing. You've got the Fine Spirit card, which is lovely. You've got a very similar reading to the other one as well, but this one is more outward and more vocal. You are speaking, you might be singing. Cool. Card of community, finding like-minded individuals to work together on something potentially. You've got kindness in your spirit. And then you've got another Go card. I love this card. This is a window of opportunity. You have a window of opportunity that looks like some sort of speaking engagement or an opportunity to use your voice to be heard clearly or to bring people together. The truth, if the truth can be told in such a way that it is clear, it has to be heard, right? So if you have some sort of truth that you're withholding, it's a good time. You've got a good time coming up to really use your voice in whatever way that is. It might be creative, it might just be a really important and critical conversation. Over here, Spirit this card reminds me of courage and life and feeling that life. If you ever just have a day and you just feel the life flowing through you, that's what this card is. Spirit animates the entire universe. They call it the fifth element, right? Because it is part of everything. And there's kindness in here, so there's softness. These two people are looking at each other with softness. And then you've got the feeling card, so trusting your body and whatever feeling you have around looking for other people is correct. If you have a yearning for new friends and new community, perhaps you've got new people in the works or a meditation practice. Regardless, it's right? These energies are very, very similar. You've got the clear your mind card. I typically pull this for people when they've been obsessing about something. So your feeling is correct around this. Clear your mind and trust your feeling. The mind is smart, but smart is not wise, right? The body is wise. Trust what the body is telling you around this thing. Your heart, your gut, your liver. It doesn't really matter. But these organs are there and they're thinking. There's imaginal cells in the heart, right? Your heart has an imagination. It's thinking, it loves, right? And so I like this for you. Let's go into what this is, right? You've got this gateway and you've got the speaking. So some sort of speaking opportunity, whether that's speaking your mind, speaking the truth. I always love the truth. But what's on this side of the gateway right now? Where you're coming from in regards to this situation, feeling stopped, feeling waiting, yes, and you've got that demon. So you're really not speaking up. You're waiting for a time to speak. You feel like you're stopped, and you've got look at all of this energy right here. It's very, very clear that you need to speak up, that it's time to speak up, right? So on the other side of this period of opportunity where you will need to speak up. Oh, you've got another card. So this is in your emotions then. So this place is, because it's under that water there, that's in your emotions. The arrow always represents what's in your mental, and we'll get to that in a second. But this gateway of opportunity is going to lead to a bridge over water, right? You've been walking along a riverside for some time trying to get over it, and this is a time for you to get over that bridge. So let's make the trail up to the bridge. If you see the guys walking this way, I don't know why I did it right to left, but in the Fine final version, it's going to be left to right. But I like reading right to left. It makes a more interesting map. So where you're coming from, remember what I was talking about trusting your feeling? Trust your gut. Trust your gut. Listen to your gut. And you've got love over here, the things that we love and surround ourselves with. And then you've got a period of rest. Maybe this has to do with work, right? You've got a period of rest and newness, becoming new. I always tell people that this is like the Phoenix card. We have to let other parts of ourselves dissolve so we can make room for newness, for new parts of ourselves to grow. And so I like this for you. You've got a period of restfulness. You've got a lot of this like waiting energy, stopping energy. And more than anything, you've got a period of opportunity that's going to help you get over that bridge. You ever hear of a bridge over troubled waters? These aren't troubled waters necessarily, but with all of this going on, it feels like in your emotions, you've got a lot of trouble that you need to address, and you need to speak. You need to speak clearly, and come from a place that's listening to your body, listening to your gut. What is your gut telling you? You might be you're coming from a place of love. Someone else might not be. This can also represent the things that we surround ourselves with, as far as like our vehicle, how we decorate our home, the Venusian energy, right? So you've got a period of rest and a period of becoming new. We have to rest to become new, to regenerate. So I see a lot of regenerative energy here. And that's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. This was the coin pile. So thanks everybody for sticking around and backing this and looking at this project. I absolutely loved making these cards, and I love doing these little demonstrations. So if you have any requests for something that you would like to see, we're trying to cultivate community. We've still got a little ways to go in the Kickstarter. Hopefully that changes really soon, but there's always more to go, right? Life is a windy road. So please share with your friends if you're as excited about this as I am. And I hope that you enjoy my artwork and the system that I've built. I tried to make something that was anybody can read. Anyone can. Where the tarot is a little trickier, I wanted to make something that was anyone can read, but also has a depth to it that will continually evolve over time. And I think that that's really, really important for something that is ageless and timeless. And I picked the colors for this because I wanted it to be timeless. I picked the themes because I wanted it to be timeless. And this is everything I've ever learned right here in this lovely deck, the Mercury Oracle. And now you know why it's called the Fool's Map as well, because we're building a map. The Fool goes out in the tarot as someone who is new to the world. Everything's exciting, and I imagined something that was a gift from the gods, right? Of all of these different strategies and approaches to the world to make something, to bring clarity into the directions and the situations that we have in our life. So I love this. I appreciate you. Go share, and hey, have a wonderful day. Peace.